What's up, everybody? So the first new journal for 2024, and yes, a brand new angle of the studio. I don't know if I'm going to keep this one. This is a little odd, but it's growing on me. It's growing on me, definitely. For years I worked and had a sort of Christmas break, and it would happen a lot, especially with the design firms, because depending on where I worked, like Hallmark had a pretty legendary, especially if you had some time that you could take off in addition, a lot of days where you could be paid and be off and that sort of thing. Unless you were contract, that was its own thing. Yeah, and I've never really gotten over that, and honestly, I had spent a little bit of time planning, writing down like what goals were. I've still got to make my 3-month goal, so I'm a little bit behind. I gave myself a bonus week. I was following the example that another graphic designer had done. They had posted how, because of things like family or just too much peopling and social time or whatever, it had pretty much wrecked their expectations for themselves for both the Christmas holiday into New Year's Eve. And they were also similar to me, where they just stayed home. They didn't go do anything. They didn't do anything more than just work on stuff. Personally, I was cleaning the studio. I was filming new videos on things like this that are going to get reviewed. This one actually turned out really nice. This, in case you're wondering, this is going to be a video that's coming out, I think, next Tuesday. This is a stand that I've been using at shows. And I picked this up at Aldi, of all places. I didn't expect that. I was in the special buys area. And this has been really, really cool. I use it for all kinds of things because it looks like a set of skis, right? Like something you put on a G.I. Joe. But it's all aluminum and everything. You know what? I'm going to wait for you guys to see that review and not do that here. I had a couple of opportunities show up where, compared to last year and years prior, I wouldn't have taken on that much work because, as a lot of you know, I'm still in the midst of trying to finish this book. And it has been crazy trying to do this. And what I'm flipping through right now is, just a bunch of pages from my book. And I'm liking where I'm going with it, but I ended up going back and rewriting a lot of stuff, and I've been re-editing some of the pages and redrawing some stuff, and I really need to jump into the real meat of this thing and get so much of this completed. It went from being a stark black and white book to being a grayscale book, and then I had sort of worked with the idea of, is this going to also be color? What am I doing? And it really became not a chore, a challenge. So one interesting thing, though, that happened and I was gifted recently was a chance to have a subscription for a year to Masterclass. One of the people featured on there, and I was really excited because I'm totally honest here. I don't know a lot about Neil Gaiman. That's my automatic cat feeder going off right there. I don't know a lot about Neil Gaiman. I don't know a lot about the works he does. I'm familiar with most of it because so many friends and colleagues of mine are really huge fans of his. And I had always kind of held off on things like that. Usually when people talk too much about something, I don't read it until later. I just kind of want to form my own expectations and go into something and really enjoy it for what it's worth. He put some real good points in his whole thing that I hadn't even considered, as far as timing, how one writes, everything. And I will give you one that he talked about as far as organization, and I had never thought about this before, but it was taking something as simple as a legal pad and giving myself a roadmap by saying I'm going to have 24, 32, whatever, how many pages I'm going to have, and then writing out a singular line as to what that action is from beginning to end for that issue. For some reason, that never dawned on me before. I never thought about it. I was like, whatever, and I'm just not going to deal with it. I'll just make it up as I go along. Believe it or not, it is single-handedly the stupidest thing that I do that I just kind of go along and figure it out. Most of my books have been done that way. I think because whenever I would start thumbnailing, I would really get locked into how I was trying to get things done, and I didn't like it. I really felt like I was dragging myself down. What I didn't realize was I was completely leaving out a whole section of thought process in there that would have helped the creative flow so much more. If I had an understanding of the roadmap of where I was going, as opposed to just a general idea of the geographic location of where the premise of this idea was, I think past projects would have been much smoother, much more easier to complete, and a hell of a lot more enjoyable from my side. What? Why are you up here? I swear. Okay, so real quick. This chair I'm sitting in is her chair. This is a chair that I got off the side of the road and I refurbished. And it belongs to Luna, and for a long time it had stuff in it. Now that I'm sitting on it and I decided to switch sides to record in, she's back here wanting her chair back, which I'm probably going to end up giving back to her. So I'm going to cut this video short. The point... Are you really poking me? The point is that if I had known that stuff before, it would have been a lot easier. So, hold on 1 second here. Now you're up here on the thing. She's up here. She's walking on my artwork. I think this is going to end badly. I love this cat dearly, but my God. And so anyway, long story short, I think that the biggest challenge I've had is just realizing what my limitations were and how I'd like to correct them for this year. Also, on top of that, it is keeping on top of expectations for myself, for clients, and vice versa. And I hope I can really make a difference. I wrote out this laundry list of things that I am attempting to improve upon daily, which is ranging everything from microblogging and journaling to keeping up content like this, to playthroughs, to finally getting the podcast released like how I want. A ton of things and so much more that I hope I can accomplish this year. It's really weird talking about this sort of thing because I don't know about you guys, but a lot of times I wouldn't allow myself to dream and put that out there because I remember somebody that I used to be friends with who said I would much rather not do it and always think that I could have accomplished it than try it and fail. And for years I knew something was fucked up about that. And I realize now, especially that, with what history has happened between me and them, I begin to understand why that was said that way. And I realized that while I thought that's kind of a smart way to look at it at first, as the years have passed by, it's really not. So, anyway, I'm going to have some new videos up this next week on YouTube. And I've been posting to Instagram and a bunch of other places. Even LinkedIn, which I got some really great impressions on a video that I did on there from the Kansas City Zoo, no less, which was really cool. And if you get a chance, check that out. So thanks for watching, guys. And I'll be back this next Monday with more of an update. And maybe there'll be a climax to what is happening with the saga of this chair. It may be over after one episode with this because Luna is clearly not happy that she has been ostracized from her little chair. Oh, it's just my baby. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, I think she's just enjoying this. This is a cat that I think really has enjoyed doing videos, and she's my older girl, but my God, how videos are going to be different someday. I don't want to think about that though right now. I know it's an inevitability, and I know she's old, but every year I always think to myself, like, what is going to change? And that I'll end with. The biggest motivation for me has been, for better or for worse, what is going to change this year? I'll catch you guys in the next video after I've brushed all the cat hair out of my beard. See you later. You want to say bye, Luna? So like, no, I do not. Here, let me put you back on the thing here. I got to turn this thing off. Yes, ma'am. Yes. You just got fed here a second ago.